Hi, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Pew. This is a podcast that was built on women that were redeemed by faith. I am your host today, Janet Dinnall, and with me, I have my co-host, Joanna Smith, and we are here today to talk about my life beyond the pew, before you know who I am, the story behind the podcast, the story behind the book, the story behind the apostle, the story behind the prophet, the story behind the mother, the story behind a mentor. And before we can talk about helping you, I need you to understand who I am, why this podcast came about, and why we are here today. So, Joanna, back to you.
So welcome to Beyond the Pew, the podcast that is built on a story of a woman redeemed by faith. I'm your co-host today. We begin at the beginning, the very beginning. Before we dive into the healing, the identity, the confidence, and redemption, we start with the woman behind the mic, Janet Dinnall. So Apostle Janet, you say you didn't just become redeemed because life was easy. Can you take us into that? What happened in your life before redemption stepped in?
Well, before redemption stepped in, I was at a point in my life when I was extremely broken. I was broken beyond, I believe at the time, repair. I was so broken that I thought there was no hope. I lost myself in those moments. There were silent moments when I shed away from everyone in the world. I carry pain that no one saw during those moments. I would have been around persons, prophets, seers, and leaders, and no one saw that I was in pain. I was fighting battles that actually no one saw that I was fighting, because I learned how to master my pain and the battles. And it reached a point in my life where I got to a place where I was suicidal. A time when I was smiling in public, but when I entered into private, I was bleeding. I was literally bleeding, serving while bleeding and bleeding while serving. And you go through these things and you learn how to handle it, because you become a master of it. And I recognized during all of that, it was pride. Pride was my enemy. Fear was my enemy. And I held on to it. There was a time when faith, sometimes I would have performed. It would become like a performance. I never felt like I was victorious. I didn't felt when person would talk about faith, I'm like, faith? I thought I had faith, but I no longer feel that faith. I no longer believe in who I am, believe in what I was called for. I carried the weight of an abortion for so many years, because after I get pregnant at a young age and had an abortion because of fear of what my mother will say, fear of what society will say. And the only way I knew at the time was to do an abortion. And that the day I came off that bed, I landed into prison.
Wow.
And I was in prison for years. I thought at one point I couldn't have children, but the shame I felt, that shame disqualified me from who God has called, and I ran away from the calling for so long. I survived domestic abuse for years. I was in an abusive marriage. I was kicked, thumped, backs, all the different things. And a strong woman that I was, I've lost myself in that. So when a person is in an abusive marriage or relationship, you tend to lose your self-esteem, the strength, the woman with the strength. You no longer have that strength. So I began to believe that he was the only source, because he would have come back, apologized, and I believed him. I believed every word he says. But the moment there's a disagreement, there was a poof, just all over the place. And I
Trapped.
survived. Yeah, I felt, you're right. I felt trapped. I felt like this is where I'm gonna be. And I walked through another time where I was given 9 days to live. I walked through a witchcraft attack, and my life was in jeopardy. Wondering, so there are times when I would sit, even now, and I wonder why my name is on the list for hell. I recognize because purpose cannot die, and when the enemy tries everything that he can to take you out, and he can take you out, you become a target. And I have become a target for the enemy. I battled cancer. I was diagnosed twice, brains and stomach, and the Lord, I'm a survivor. Yeah, because I recognize that my story is still being written, and I thank God for that. I remember when I was going through so much brokenness, I fasted for a year straight, 5 days a week. I literally lost so many weight. Person thought I was sick. During that time, I felt hopeless. I was fasting because I felt like my life took a different turn. And the only source that I remembered, because I remember past victory through God, was my God. So I went through a 1 year fasting, and it was during that fasting that I've learned how to fight warfare. It was during those moments I've learned that my anchor is with Christ and not man. I've learned that my story is not ended, and God still have his hands on my life. So redemption is when, for me, is when God stepped into the part of my life and he began to write my story over again. And redemption is when God take the woman that tried to commit suicide, the woman that life tried to destroy, and turn her life into something beautiful. So to embarrass the enemy, that even though you have taken her thus far, my hands has always been on her. And I want someone to know that when the abuse become authority, when cancer become evident, when witchcraft become your victory, when silence become your voice, when brokenness become your calling, redemption is when God take that chapter and rewrote that chapter and allow you to walk into that which he has called you. And I'm here to tell you, your story is not finished. Your book is still being written.
Yes. Apostle, I listened to so many of your stories, and they're actually beyond the pew, actually. Like, we could understand that we go through stuff,
Yes.
and it actually happens beyond the pulpit, beyond the screen, beyond the voices, beyond everyone that we see. And you are really redemption. Like, God, like, we can look and we listen in depth. Like, really, redemption is really possible for what we are going through.
It is. And one have to, you can't do this on your own. I wouldn't have been here today if I've done it on my own. The good thing about my walk, I had a spiritual mother with me. She carries me through it. And she was the only one who stood with me. And today I have to give God thanks for a destiny helper that he placed in my life. We all need that.
Yes, we all need that. So thank you for that. Now we understand that we need a destiny helper, a spiritual mother or father to bring us to. She did not do this on her own. And here she is to give us a part of her story to bring us through what we're going through. So Apostle, you said before that you have always not been the woman that you are today. What do you mean by that?
When I wasn't always this strong. There was a version of me that life tried to bury. There was a version that life tried to destroy. I wasn't always healed. And many times people believe that they are healed and they're not. You will go through things for years, you still do the work of God, but there are still part of you that need to be healed. And that was where I was at one point. I wasn't always confident, nor was I always whole. I wasn't. But if you are not discerning enough, you wouldn't have known that. There was a time I was carrying shame so heavy that it takes away my breath. And many times persons will have rolled back, look back from the echoes of their past and the shame of the past that would have paralyzed them or tried to paralyze them, tried to cramp them in the process. There were times when you're fighting so much spiritual battles that you reach a point where you want to give up. And I've reached there so often. There were times when I was surviving abuse behind the closed door and pretending as if everything was okay. And so many times we are wearing masks in the church, yes, out of church. And if persons are to be honest, or a mask comes on the moment we are walking out of our doors and going anywhere. And the moment we reach back home, we take off that mask because now we can become the true we, the true identity of ourselves, yes, of who we are, correct? Because of fear as well, of people and pride. Cancer tried to write my story. Abuse tried to write my story. Fear tried to write my story. Pride, suicide tried to write my story. And I'm always a strong believer that you can't reach so far that God's hand cannot reach you. And when He's going to pull us back, woman of God, He's going to pull us back strong. And the woman that I am today is because of the grace and the mercy of God. Because when you are called, you are chosen, you are appointed, and you are sent out to do what He called you to do, nothing can stop it. We are the one that can stop our destiny. So the woman that you see here today, sitting in front of you, is a woman that redeemed by faith. It was my faith in Christ that pulled me from the miry clay. Yes. It was my faith in God that makes me to be the woman that I am. And when I see persons now that going through what I've been through, I'm able to counsel, mentor, or just be there for them, I feel like I've done what I was called to do. Because I had first to go through it.
It was worth it, right?
It's worth it. It's worth it, yes.
So Apostle, your story, like when we look at it, we can't imagine a version of you who is not strong. It's like it's hard to imagine, like redemption, as I said before, is really true because you're actually a strong woman, but now we understand that she wasn't always this strong. And she linked it directly to her faith. If it wasn't redemption through faith, then the strong woman that you see today wouldn't have been here. So Apostle, when the listeners hear your voice today, who is the woman behind the mic? So now we know about the woman who's before the redemption. But who is the woman behind the mic?
The woman behind the mic is the woman that life tried to break. She's a woman that has been rebuilt. A woman that don't take no for an answer. I'm a woman who have survived what came to destroy me, what came to break me, what came to kill me, what came to stop my assignment. I am the woman today who is a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a leader, I'm a mentor, I'm an author, I'm whatever God called me to be. But all of those, I had to go through darkness first before I could have become who all of those ladies in one become today. And I'm a woman who walked through church hurt. Yes, I know church hurt. And I'm still standing because I've learned that God did not hurt me. And if man can hurt me, I can survive it. God did not hurt me, so I ain't walking away from my God. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to be what he called me to be. It doesn't matter what man do or say about me. So the woman behind the mic is a woman who have survived what came to destroy her.
Yes. And that's so profound that God did not hurt you. Many persons you could understand that she was able to stand. Because God did her nothing. God did us nothing. That's why we can stand today.
Amen. Amen.
So, Apostle, we're going to dive into the healing seat.
Right.
So we want to know, what do we want the listeners to know today on our very first podcast? What does it feel like to be in the healing seat?
Victorious.
Wow.
Redeem. Overcomer. Transform. And I said all of those words because that's how I am feeling today. And you are there. You are hearing this podcast. And you may be going through what I've been through or similar. I'm here to tell you that you are not in this by yourself. You are not in this by yourself. And if you can find one person that you can trust, and even if you doesn't find one person, believe again in Jesus, because he never fails. We are the one that fails. And with all of that saying, with the healing seed, I want you to repeat this after me. And I want you to believe as you repeat this. Believe it. I am not who I was. Say it one more time. I am not who I was. I am not what I survive. I am not my mistake. I am not my brokenness. I am becoming the woman God has always saw. If you believe that affirmation, you are on your path of redemption.
You can breathe again. You are safe here. You are seen here. You are heard here. You are healing here.
Yes.
Right here beyond the pew.
Yes, you are. And you have to know that you're not the only one going through this. You are afraid to say to someone, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Reach out for help. There are ladies, there are daughters, there are aunties, there are mothers who are, and fathers and sons and uncles who are going through so much, especially in the churches. Some persons are going through their past hurt, their past brokenness, and they're still carrying that weight today.
Yes, and Apostle, I think in Jamaica we normally use the term, you've opened a can of worms. I know by speaking, other persons would have seen like that they're thinking that they're the only person who may have gone through what you have gone through. And actually, you're speaking it. So this is an open platform. This is where you can speak, you can reach out, and there's help for you. She have been through it, and she could have kept her story to herself. She could have chosen not to go beyond and to go at the pulpit and to preach and to teach the word. But she's here to help you. Not many persons go through their journey and willing to open back themselves, because of course when you open up back, you never know what could come again, right?
No.
And she has done it because faith has come.
And you know what, Evangelist, one of the things that people are afraid to open is because they're afraid of what person will say about them. But your testimony is sure. And that is my testimony. I remember when I was writing the book, and the Lord said, put these in it. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. But I am glad I did, because I've got back so many testimonial that persons are being delivered and healed because of this book. And the book is real, it's raw, it's real and it's raw. And if you don't have a copy, it's on Amazon, The Life of a Woman Redeemed by Faith by Janet Dinnall. You need to get a copy. If you know of someone who has been through it, get a copy for them. Christmas is coming, get a copy. You need to get one, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't because of the grace and the mercy of God. So
there you have it. It did not start at the pew, but it started beyond the pew, where her journey started through faith.
Yes, it did. It did. So I want to tell someone today, do not go through life and keep complaining and pull yourself down. I remember the first time I learned of my ex-husband cheating. I took my daughter and I dressed up myself. Excuse me. I dressed up myself. We went, both of us together, she was very young. We went to have a massage done. And then we left from there and went to Cayman Bay and we had dinner. And I decided I'm dressing me up. It was hard, it was rough, it was broken, it was excuse me, hard to even talk about at the time. But the only thing I knew what to do was to pull my spirit. And that was one of the things that pulled my spirit. We went to the spa, we got our hair done, we got our massage done, and we fixed up ourselves. And I'm here to tell someone today, dress in confidence. Dress in your present. Dress in your holiness. Dress being whole. Dress in your beauty. And many times we want to stay in the bed and we want to reminisce on the pain and pull that drape so that we are in the dark. I'm here to encourage someone not to do so. I'm here to tell someone, put on something bright and do you.
Because Apostle, many, all of us can say, you definitely bring style and fashion. And hearing all the stories that you bring, we're wondering, after all the pain that you've gone through, that fashion and style came through. But now I understood why that the fashion birthed through a process of brokenness. Because
not really. It didn't no, because I was always one that loved to dress. And so I'm always one, and I learned to put on my makeup when I was abused even more, because I learned how to hide the scars. It was in those moments that I learned makeup, but the dressing and everything up was always a part of me. But it got more when I recognized that, hey, I don't have to look, there you go, I don't have to look like what I'm going through. And that is the problem with us women. And we stop doing our hair, stop doing our makeup, stop doing our nails because we are broken. But I'm telling you, it's okay to take your moment to stay in the bed, but pull yourself back out of that bed. Move that curtain, that drape, that blackout drape, and go outside. You'll be amazed how you'll begin to feel different.
Here's your redemption question for today. What part of your story do you think God is rewriting right now? Pause. Let it sit. Let it speak. Let it heal.
While you're doing that, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Yes, let's do it together. Come on, Joanna. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Out. In one more time. Out. Didn't that felt well? Felt so relaxed. Your story is not finished. Your book is still being written. And I want to say thank you for joining us today, Beyond the Pew, with my co-host, Joanna Smith, as we gathered for another episode Don't miss out on it. We are looking forward for you to be a part. Subscribe, become a part of the family of Beyond the Pew. There will be topics that's going to be raw. We want to talk about every topic that can be spoken on or talk on. We want to be the one that bring it right here, Beyond the Pew.
Does this spoke to your heart? Share with a woman who you think needs hope, healing, of a reminder of that redemption is real. Share your questions, post your questions. We are here to answer. Our host, Janet Dinnall, she's here to give you answers to the questions that you may think you cannot find the answer to.
And with all of that being said, we want to say, until next time, stay grounded, stay healed, stay redeemed, and stay beyond the pew. Bye.